I believed my wife was loyal, but everything changed the night I came home early and found her in bed with my best friend, and the betrayal stung even more when I realized she had lied to me so easily for years. I was already inside her apartment when I realized I'd crossed the line that would destroy everything. Sarah from accounting had been just a work friend for 6 months, but there I was, kissing her against her kitchen counter while my wife Lisa was home with our kids, probably helping them with homework. I told myself Lisa had been distant lately, that she barely looked at me anymore, that we were roommates who happened to share a mortgage. The truth? Lisa was exhausted from carrying our family while I spent 60 hours a week at the office, coming home just to scroll through my phone and complain about being tired. Sarah made me feel important again, laughing at my jokes, asking about my day like it mattered. God, what a pathetic excuse. The affair started with lunch breaks that ran 15 minutes too long. Then it was drinks after particularly stressful quarterly reviews. Sarah would touch my arm when she laughed, lean in close to show me something on her phone, and text me funny memes at 11 p.m. I knew what was happening. I'm not an idiot. I just pretended I was too naive to see it, like I was some innocent victim of circumstance instead of a 40-year-old man making deliberate choices to betray his family. Lisa had given me 13 years. 13 years of supporting my career changes, my failed business venture that ate half our savings, my mother's cancer treatment that had Lisa sleeping in hospital chairs for weeks. She gave me 2 beautiful kids who had her eyes on my stubborn streak. Emma was 9, just starting to care about fashion and friend drama. Jack was 7, obsessed with dinosaurs, and still thought I was the coolest person alive. They had no idea their hero was a coward. That first night with Sarah, I didn't even try to hide it well. I came home at midnight, smelling like her perfume, with my shirt buttoned wrong. Lisa was asleep on the couch, my dinner wrapped in foil on the counter. She'd waited up until she couldn't anymore. I stood there in our kitchen, looking at the crayon drawings on the fridge, Jack's spelling test with a gold star, Emma's soccer schedule, and felt nothing but excitement about when I could see Sarah again. The guilt wouldn't come until later, and by then it would be too late. The physical part of the affair was intoxicating in the most shallow way possible. Sarah was 28, had energy for spontaneous adventures, and no responsibilities beyond her cat and her Pilates membership. She made me feel 28, too, like I could restart my life, be someone who traveled to Thailand on a whim and learned to surf at 40. What a joke. I was a suburban dad with a bad back and cholesterol medication, pretending I was anything other than exactly what I was, a middle-aged cliché destroying his family for an ego boost. I became an expert liar. Working late on the Henderson project. Team building dinner with the new clients. Weekend conference in Chicago that didn't exist. The lies came so easily that I started to believe them myself, creating elaborate details about boring meetings and terrible conference food. Lisa never questioned any of it. She trusted me completely, which somehow made me resent her more, like her faith in me was a burden I didn't ask for. The stupidest part? Sarah wasn't even that special. She was pretty, sure, and fun, but she wasn't some soulmate I'd been waiting for. She laughed too loudly at restaurants, spent half our time together taking selfies for Instagram, and talked about her ex-boyfriend constantly. But she wasn't Lisa, and that was enough. She wasn't the woman who'd seen me cry when my dad died, who knew I was scared of thunderstorms until I was 12, who had built a life with me brick by brick. Sarah was an escape from the weight of being known, really known, by someone. 3 months in, I was practically living a double life. I had a drawer at Sarah's apartment. We had inside jokes. She'd posted a photo of us at a concert on her private Instagram, my face partially hidden but there if you knew where to look. I was getting sloppy because part of me wanted to get caught. I wanted the decision taken out of my hands because I was too much of a coward to end either relationship. I wanted to be forced to choose so I could blame circumstances instead of myself. Part 2, The Collapse. Lisa found out on Emma's birthday. Of all the days in the year, it had to be the day our daughter turned 10. We'd planned a party at the trampoline park, 20 kids sugared up on cake and bouncing off the walls. I was in the bathroom when my phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. Lisa grabbed it to check if the pizza delivery was close. The text from Sarah said, "Can't wait to feel you inside me again tonight, baby." Lisa read it 3 times before her brain accepted what she was seeing. I came out of the bathroom to find her holding my phone, her face completely blank. Not angry, not crying, just empty. She looked at me like I was a stranger who'd broken into her house. Emma was calling from the living room, asking if we could open presents before the party. Lisa walked past me, put on the brightest smile, and gave our daughter the best birthday morning of her life. She didn't say a single word to me that wasn't necessary for the performance. "Honey, can you get the cake from the garage? Did you remember to bring the gift bags?" Every word was ice. The party was. Lisa played the perfect hostess while I died inside, knowing what was coming. Parents told us what a beautiful family we had. Emma's teacher mentioned how lucky the kids were to have such involved parents. Sarah texted me 3 times asking why I wasn't responding, then called twice. I deleted everything while Lisa watched me from across the party room, her eyes never leaving me while she smiled and chatted with the other moms. That night, after the kids were asleep, sugar crashed and happy, Lisa finally spoke. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just asked, "How long?" When I told her 3 months, she laughed. I laughed. I thought something was wrong with me, she said. I've been going to therapy, thinking I was depressed, trying to figure out why my husband seems so distant. I bought lingerie. I planned date nights you always canceled. I read books about rekindling marriage passion. And you were just someone else. I tried to explain, to minimize, to apologize, all the pathetic things cheaters do. I said it meant nothing, which was both true and the worst possible thing to say. If it meant nothing, then I destroyed everything for nothing. Lisa asked for details, and I gave them, each confession making things worse. Yes, I'd taken Sarah to the restaurant where Lisa and I had our anniversary dinner. Yes, I'd told Sarah I loved her. Yes, I'd been planning to leave Lisa, but wanted to wait until after the holidays. Each word was another nail in the coffin of our marriage. She kicked me out that night. I packed a bag while she sat on our bed, finally crying. Not dramatic sobs, just silent tears running down her face while she looked at our wedding photos on the nightstand. I gave you everything, she whispered. Everything I had. I wanted to comfort her, but I was the source of her pain. I'd lost the right to touch her, to tell her it would be okay. Because it wouldn't be.
The kids found out the next morning when they woke you, P, and I wasn't there.
Lisa told them Daddy needed to stay somewhere else for a while. Emma, too smart for hen good, asked if we were getting divorced. The look on her face when Lisa couldn't say no will haunt me forever. Jack just cried and asked what he did wrong. My 7-year-old son thought he was the reason his father left. Lisa held them both while they sobbed, and I wasn't there because I'd chosen not to be. Sarah dumped me 2 weeks later. Once the excitement of sneaking around was gone, once I was just another divorced guy with baggage and child support payments, she lost interest. She said she thought I'd never actually leave my wife, that the affair was just fun, nothing serious. She'd already started seeing someone else, a guy from her gym who was 29 and had no kids. She moved on like I'd been nothing more than a temporary distraction. Which, I guess, I was. The divorce was swift and brutal. Lisa got the house, primary custody, and half of everything else. I didn't fight any of it. My lawyer said I was being too generous, but how could I fight? I destroyed our family for a 3-month fling with someone who forgot my name within weeks. I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment that smelled like the previous tenant's cats. The kids visited every other weekend, Emma sullen and angry, Jack clingy and anxious. Part 3, The Aftermath. It's been a year now, and the damage is permanent. Emma won't talk to me about anything real. She comes to my apartment, does her homework, and counts the hours until she can go home. She found out about Sarah through kids at school whose parents gossiped. Now she knows her father didn't just leave but left for another woman, a younger woman, a woman she's seen at school events because Sarah still works at my company. The betrayal in Emma's eyes is worse than anything Lisa ever showed me. Jack wets the bed at my apartment. Every single time. He's afraid I'll leave again, so he won't let me out of his sight. He follows me to the bathroom, sits outside the door. His teacher called Lisa about his anxiety, and how he panics when anyone is late for pickup. I did that. I took a confident, happy little boy and made him afraid that everyone he loves will abandon him. Lisa had to put him in therapy. 7 years old and in therapy because his father couldn't keep his in his pants. Lisa is dating someone now. A guy named Marcus, who coaches Jack's soccer team. He's everything I wasn't: present, attentive, faithful. Jack talks about him constantly. Marcus taught me this cool kick. Marcus says I'm the fastest on the team. Marcus is coming to my school play. Emma mentioned that Marcus helps with homework, makes pancakes on Saturdays, and fixes their bike when it breaks. He's doing all the things I should have been doing instead of sneaking around with Sarah. The financial hit was devastating. Child support, alimony, and maintaining 2 households. I had to sell my car, get a roommate for the apartment. The roommate is 25 and plays video games until 3 a.m. This is my life now, a 41-year-old man living like a college student while another man raises my kids. Sarah, meanwhile, is engaged to the gym guy. She posted the proposal on Instagram. They're going to Bali for the wedding. The life I thought I wanted with her, she's living with someone else, and she probably never thinks of me at all. My friends chose Lisa. Every single one. The couples we used to have dinner with, the guys I played poker with, the neighbors we barbecued with. They all knew what I did, and they all decided I wasn't worth keeping around. My brother told me I disgusted him. My mother cried and asked where she went wrong raising me. The isolation is complete and deserved. Work is unbearable. Everyone knows. Sarah still works 3 departments over, and everyone knows we had an affair that destroyed my marriage. I'm the cautionary tale whispered about at office parties. New employees get warned about me. My boss, going through his divorce, told me straight out that I'd never make partner now. We need people with good judgment, he said. 13 years climbing that ladder, gone for 3 months of terrible judgment. The worst part is the milestones I'm missing. Lisa sent me a video of Emma's dance recital. I wasn't there because it wasn't my weekend. I watched my daughter nail her solo on my phone, sitting alone in my apartment, while Marcus sat in the audience next to Lisa, cheering like I should have been. Jack scored his first goal, and Marcus lifted him on his shoulders. These moments are happening without me, and they'll never come back. I tried therapy, but what's the point? The therapist asked what I wanted to achieve, and I couldn't answer. I can't undo what I did. I can't make my kids trust me again. I can't make Lisa unknow that I'm capable of such betrayal. I go through the motions now: work, gym, microwave dinner, Netflix, sleep. Repeat. Weekends with the kids where I try too hard and they can't wait to leave. This is life now. Sometimes I drive past the house at night. My house. The one where I used to tuck my kids into bed, where Lisa and I slow danced in the kitchen while dinner burned, where we brought both babies home from the hospital. The lights are warm inside. I can see them having dinner, Marcus at my seat at the table. They look happy. They look like a family. They look like what we used to be before I destroyed it all. Last week, Emma asked if she could skip next weekend's visit because Marcus is taking them camping. The casual way she said it, like of course Marcus was more important than time with me, was a knife twist. But I said yes. What else could I say? I gave up my right to be their priority when I made them mine. People ask if it was worth it. The answer is so obvious it's insulting. I had everything a man could want: a loving wife, 2 great kids, a nice house, stability, love, trust, respect. I did all away for a woman who meant nothing, for a feeling that lasted 3 months, for an ego boost that turned into the deepest shame of my life. Sarah was my midlife crisis in human form, and I let her cost me everything that mattered. Lisa is happier now. That's what Emma told me. Mom smiles more with Marcus than she did with you. My 10-year-old daughter can see what I was too selfish to notice. I'd been making Lisa miserable long before the affair. I'd checked out of our marriage, our family, our life, and then dared to blame her for the distance I created. The affair was just the visible symptom of what a terrible husband I'd already become. I keep the last family photo we took together on my nightstand. Christmas morning, 8 months before I destroyed everything. We're all in matching pajamas Lisa bought. The kids are laughing. Lisa is looking at me with such love, it makes me sick to see it now. I was already texting Sarah by then, already planning the betrayal that would end this. How could she not see it in my face? How could I smile like that, knowing what I was doing? The shame is constant now. It's in every interaction with my kids, every school event where the other parents know what I did, every holiday I spend alone while my family celebrates with Marcus. It's in the dating apps I downloaded and deleted because what would I even say? Divorced father of 2 who destroyed his family for a meaningless affair seeks second chance at love. Who would want that? I am the cautionary tale I never thought I'd become. The man who had it all away and father who chose orgasms over bedtime stories. The husband who decided that Strange was worth more than 13 years of love and trust. When Jack grows up, I hope he learns from my failure. When Emma gets married, I hope she finds someone nothing like me. And if Lisa ever reads this, I hope she knows that Marcus isn't the upgrade. He's just the baseline decent human I failed to be. My children will never fully trust me again, and the sick part is, they're right not to.